Okay, so this is a dresser, a vintage dresser that should be more like this and have more legs, but it doesn't. So I'm going to fix that. This is my strategizing overview. I'm going to need to fill a hole there. There's a scratch and a laminate top. I'm going to try something new with that. There's no hardware on the handles because it's kind of a minimalist thing where they just put a groove in here, so you just pull on that. And there's not even a long groove, just that center part. There's a trim piece. So there's a piece of walnut that will need to be sized and attached, and I might have to just Dremel off these nails or fasteners. Here's where it gets fun. There's obviously a chip missing, so that might be maybe a piece of wood here that I glue on, and then add on a whole chunk of veneer, or maybe I do the whole thing with quick wood. The panel is popped off quite a bit, so that needs to probably be reattached with hide glue. It has separated on top of that somewhat for a ways. There's a chip. It's like a non-thing. There's also, I don't know, they just used a piece of wood that was missing a lot of wood, which actually probably allowed more moisture to come in and loosen up the original glue, a hide glue. It's susceptible to water absorption. This is some weird addition that somebody did for some odd reason. They put just a weird shim in here. I don't know if they're trying to flip it and just had a heart attack or what. There are places, as you can see, this is the size that the leg is supposed to be. So there's actually an outline, so that will give me a clue as to the diameter of the top. And so this is clearly in the way, so that's an extra. Got some spider webs, some cobwebby stuff. And then there's a board that should be in here. This is a giveaway here. There's a glue block, and it's actually kind of torn down here. But if I come in close, you're going to see, that's why I have this ruler, you're going to see that right at the end of the ruler, it's about 1.75 inches. So it needs to be basically I think a kind of a 1x2 piece of poplar that should be in there, and 3/4 of an inch thick. And so I thought these were dumb, but I think they're actually original, so you can actually set them down when you're not using the legs if you need to. So the idea is that this can be used as just a right on the ground dresser, extra low, if you don't want to use the legs. So I mean, there might be more chipping and flaking. I think there's some rips in there. You can see that actually a lot of the plywood or the laminations, that a lot of the wood came loose when that piece separated from in here. So I might have to trim that back, and if I have time, just clamp in a little bit of veneer to even this out if I want to get that fussy, or just use an epoxy or some other glue that takes up a lot of space. So, I mean, the important thing is that the drawers, I didn't really look inside that closely, but here was the price tag, $30, $30, 30 US dollars for this dresser. And so if I do this well, I'm looking at 10 times a return on that. I could see this getting $300. It has a laminate top. I think it can actually, I'm going to try something to make it really bring back the color and darken it, as I mentioned, as I teased before. But yeah, so anyways, the idea is I'm going to do all that. and I'm going to document it as I go along. So if you want to see what happens with this thing, please subscribe. And I will get to it as quickly as I can. And for one thing, I'm going to make the legs. So let me know if you want to see me go black with the legs, go with some kind of walnut in the vicinity of tone, or if I should do something else. So comment, and like I said, subscribe to see what happens moving forward.